Centerpiece, the show dedicated to fighting on the front lines of political hypocrisy, exposing the lies and false promises of our leadership. And now your host, the voice of reason, Nick Messer. Trump has been acquitted. Nancy Pelosi is ticked. Shocker. And cancel culture cancels Corona. Plus, we've got more. Welcome everyone to Centerpiece. This is Mina May from Current Pulse filling in for Nick Messer tonight. And boy oh boy do we have a lot to talk about. So first off, let's get to Trump's acquittal. So Trump was acquitted in a 57-43 vote, with just 7 Republicans voting with Democrats to convict Trump. I guess the shocker with this one was there were 6 of the 7 senators expected to vote. And then all of a sudden, here comes Richard Burr. Yeah. Apparently that was a surprise to everyone. So we have 7 Senate Republicans who voted to impeach Trump. Those 7 Senate Republicans are Richard Burr, North Carolina, Bill Cassidy, Louisiana, Susan Collins, Maine, Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, Mitt Romney, Utah, Ben Sass, I'm just going to say, whatever, Nebraska, and Pat Toomey from Pennsylvania. I'm just not... My biggest thing with this is... where... I don't know. We've got Republicans who think Trump should have been impeached. We've got Republicans who think he shouldn't have. I don't know at this point anymore. I think it was a waste of time. I think it was a waste of taxpayer dollars. I really think it was. I think it was an absolute waste of time. So now I guess my question is... right, shocker. Now that this waste of American taxpayer dollars is over, the impeachment, what's next on the crap show? What do they have next on the list? Because when is the Biden administration planning on delivering on their promises, these so-called promises to the American people? Or do they plan to keep circling back to us on those promises? Biden promised $2,000 of COVID relief to Americans, and now it's $1,400 because we got $600 already, because Americans already got $600. And Biden also promised green jobs to union workers when he destroyed every single one of their jobs. When are they expected to be able to apply for those jobs? Biden also promised unity. Where's the frickin' unity? When are we going to start seeing these so-called promises met? My bet, probably not anytime soon. The Biden administration are amazing con artists. convincing you to buy into their scam. The only thing they have managed to do is set us back as far as the energy independence, increase the unemployment rate, and significantly damage our economy. So what's next on this crap show list? What's next for the Biden administration? Yeah, when hell freezes over. That's exactly when this is all going to happen, right? And here's the thing, okay? And like this show states, okay? This show talks about how it, exposes hypocrisy on the left and the right. The treatment of Mike Pence, the comments made by Trump towards Pence pertaining to the stopping of the election certification or trying in some sort of way to change the outcome of the certification, those were wrong. It was complete disregard for Pence's position and the constitutionality of the certification process, as well as assuming Pence would abuse his power in the exact way the Democrats have done. Do I believe there was fraud? I believe there is fraud in every election. However, I don't believe there was enough fraud, the amount of fraud people are assuming there to be in this election. Honestly, I believe enough people were essentially groomed to believe the left is the do-good, minority sympathizing, LGBTQ supporting side, when in fact they aren't, and only give in to the masses that cry the loudest. My opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And it's too damn bad if you don't like it. Kiss off. Now that the Trump acquittal, well, Trump impeachment, I guess, now that that's all over with, Pelosi's ticked. She's blasting Mitch McConnell, which no surprise there, right? I wish somebody would just do something and just shut this woman up, because she's crazy. So, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi blasted Senate Republicans as cowards who refused to stand up to former President Trump and find him guilty in the impeachment trial. She said that these Republicans were more concerned about their political survival than protecting the Constitution. From as far as what we've seen from the Democratic Party, from the Biden administration, the Democrats are not worried about protecting the Constitution whatsoever. In fact, actually, what the Biden administration is planning to do is to alienate our rights, actually. I mean, they're trying to take your guns. They've already screwed with your freedom of speech. I mean, how many times do they have to... What else do they have to do? What else in the Bill of Rights do they have to screw with before you people start seeing what is actually happening? Yeah, Democrats for the Constitution. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Now, actually, the funniest thing I've heard all day is when Nancy Pelosi says, "We do God's work." No, you don't. No, you don't. She says, what we saw in the Senate today was a cowardly group of Republicans who apparently have no opinions or no options because they were afraid to defend their job, respect the institution in which they serve. Pelosi said the majority of the Senate GOP who found Trump not guilty of incitement. She also joined the House impeachment managers Saturday and bashed Mitch McConnell. Because he decided that he was against the impeachment. Well, just like everyone else out there, we're against the impeachment. I don't know how many times, here's the thing. They say that they are for their constituents. They say they listen to their constituents, but I don't see that. And if people think that impeaching Trump was a good idea, well, you know what? Thank you so much for wasting our hard-earned tax-paying dollars. Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, apparently y'all got money to blow where you can just go wasting your taxpayer dollars. I'm sick of it. Y'all hold these people to this certain standard and you put them on pedestals. And I don't get it. And Pelosi talks about how McConnell gave a disingenuous speech at the impeachment ceremony. Or just whatever the hell they want to call it. I don't think it was disingenuous. I think it's what a lot of us were thinking. Except for maybe the morally, whatever it was, he said that Trump is morally responsible for what happened. No, who's morally responsible are the ones who actually did the acts. The ones who actually went into that building and did the acts. And, here's the thing. I find it quite funny that the only people killed, the only people who died, I can't say killed because not all of them were killed, the only people who died at the Capitol, they were all Trump supporters. Now tell me how in the hell that happened. How in the hell did all of them happen to be Trump supporters? I'm not going to dive into some conspiracy theory because I don't believe in conspiracy theories. But come on, y'all. Like, start actually sitting up here, y'all talk about how you're so woke. Well, wake the hell up and get on your damn computer and start doing some research. Pay attention. It's ridiculous. I'm over it. Stop talking about how you're so woke because obviously you aren't woke enough. Oh. Alright, we're going to move on here because we got a lot of talk. We've got a lot to talk about. So, Nancy Pelosi not only is Nancy Pelosi ticked about this whole thing, she has also decided that since this whole idea of being able to impeach Trump after he's out of office, we're going to start impeaching people before they can even take office. Okay? So, Pelosi is preemptively announcing articles of impeachment against Candace Owens. Yeah, Candace Owens. Nancy Pelosi says this woman, okay, this is Nancy Pelosi saying this woman is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. She's an outspoken African American woman who doesn't think the way African Americans are supposed to think. We must impeach her immediately to prevent her from running and save our democracy. Well, one, I have a couple of things to say about that because I'm confused here. Yeah, what? Number one, how is she dangerous? Except for the fact that she could potentially run and win. And number two, how is she supposed to, quote unquote, think? Because this quote that Nancy Pelosi says, she is an outspoken African American woman who doesn't think the way African Americans are supposed to think. So, tell me exactly how African Americans are supposed to think, Nancy Pelosi. Please tell me how they are supposed to think, because obviously you know exactly how African Americans are supposed to think. You are so wise and informed and woke that you obviously know how African Americans are supposed to think. So please enlighten us on the ways that they should think. Obviously, it's because she doesn't think like a Democrat. Now, no, here's the thing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just because you're a Republican. No, I'm not Republican. I'm not going to share that name with any of y'all either. I'm not going to say I'm Democrat. I'm not going to say I'm Republican. Because I'm so sick of how absolutely corrupt everyone is on either side. And I'm done with it. And I think this whole dance everyone is doing with politics, thinking that the politicians are our saviors, the politicians are the ones who are supposed to solve all our problems. You know what? Here's the problem, people. Y'all lost sight of what's actually... You've lost sight of what's really important. And that's up to you to find out, because I'm not going to sit here and shove it down your throats. I'm not going to do it, because that's not what I do. But you have lost sight of what is actually going on. And I'm sick of people putting politicians on pedestals like they are some godlike people, because they are not. And then here's the absolute most frustrating part, okay? We all already know that AOC has been called out for lying about being in the Capitol building. Now, mind you, yes, she was in the Cannon building, whatever that is. She was nowhere near where people were, where those rioters were actually invading, were getting in. She was far enough away that she was safe. But yet she did this whole drama queen routine where she was so incredibly in danger. And that her life was in danger that she had to get on Instagram Live and do a reenactment. Because, I mean, that's what people like AOC do. They Yeah. Exactly, listener. Exactly. Yeah. No, so AOC not only accused Ted Cruz of trying to have her murdered, and now she says, and boy, you're going to like the way she words this, this is like such a sad day for our country. All this time, most of us didn't even think Candace Owens was a real person, but rather a haunting specter from our most terrifying nightmares. It's terrible to think that a woman who repeatedly tried to have me killed would be allowed to run for president. So everyone who disagrees with you, who has a different political view than you, who doesn't like you, they all now have tried to have you murdered, right? So you're going to try. So let me get this straight. Those of us who think you're a complete idiot and none of us like you because you're over dramatic and you lie, bold-faced lie, you're going to say that we all tried to have you murdered. Well, I don't remember being at the Capitol building that day. I remember being right here in Indiana. I do. That's a pretty long distance away from Washington, D.C. So am I one of those who tried to have you murdered? Oh my, you poor thing. Everyone is out to get you. Oh, it seems like to me, more than anything, everyone is out to try to stay away from you because you just... you lie. You disgust people with your lies. And the fact that you think you deserve sympathy over the ones who actually suffered during the riots and everything that happened over the summer of 2020. They don't deserve sympathy, but you somehow deserve sympathy. No, sweetheart, that's not how it works. So you can take your drama queen attitude and your obviously flawed in reenactments, and you could put those somewhere not so nice. Yeah. We don't give a shit no more. So just we're done. Oh, I'm telling you. Guys, are we watching actual politicians, or are we, because I literally feel at this point that anymore we are just watching a live daytime drama. It's a daytime TV drama. Just poorly written. Makes half the time doesn't make sense. And about most of the time makes you want to throw up because it's just the most annoying thing you've ever seen in your life. Like, I can't do it anymore. These people are just something else. Oh, for Pete's sake. Alright, guys, we're going to do a quick news story here. Because I don't have much on this except for the fact that And you guys have, I'm sure you guys have already heard that Governor Cuomo, yeah, he's under fire. There's a lot going on. What is going on with this dude? This is the same Governor Cuomo who wrote a book about how, good of a leader he is, right? Because he don't seem to be doing too good. Oh my God. Wrote a book about himself about how good of a leader he is, and yet now he's looking to have his emergency powers stripped. He's looking to be impeached. This is just something that I cannot fully grasp about the Democratic Party. These people go on and they write books about themselves about how perfect and how great they are. And then now this guy has been covering up the true extent of deaths that occurred in his state, in the nursing homes in his state. He is exactly, and I am going to agree with you, Jason, he is a mass murderer, plain and simple. I'm sorry. I am not going to sugarcoat it for you. He is a mass murderer. What in the absolute and they tried to cover this up. Wow. So as far as what I know, and this is so far the only thing, because I really haven't done a whole lot of research into this right now, because that wasn't really my main focus, was that his aide came forward. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He got an Emmy too? That is just something else. No way he got an Emmy. Oh my goodness. Well, of course he got an Emmy. Look at what we've got going on in Hollywood. Yay, Hollywood. Oh my goodness. But no, his aide came forward. That's like... Oh, yeah, we killed a whole bunch of people. Jeez. His Cuomo's top aide. That's the worst part. Cuomo's top aide privately, she privately apologized to Democrat lawmakers for even withholding the state's nursing home death toll. The one quote that I read was, they said they froze out of fear that the true numbers would be used against them by federal prosecutors. Well, no. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you think was going to happen? What did you think? Of course they were going to have an investigation into what's going on with you. Heaven forbid, I tell you, these people have a mind. Common sense. So, apparently, I just, oh my gosh. they, yeah, you can't. Like, I'm at a loss for words because I'm at the point where it's like, this guy wrote a book. Andrew Cuomo wrote a book about himself, about how amazing he was and how amazing he is as a leader and how well he did in the handling of this COVID pandemic. And then I find out from Jason he won an Emmy. And now he's looking to be impeached because he covered up deaths. What is wrong with you people? That's the only question I got for you at this point. What is wrong with you people? Oh, okay, we're going to take a quick break here for a minute, okay? And we'll be right back, guys.
Jason Reeve, the host of the American Gun Show here, inviting you to listen to our new show, Current Pulse. Join myself, Mina May, Nick Messer, and Samantha Reeve as we discuss top stories, political hypocrisy, and even stories you might not have even heard about. It's an open discussion of facts, not fake news like CNN and MSNBC. Join us on the weekly podcast, Current Pulse, right here on Spreaker.com or your favorite podcast provider. Are you a constitutionalist and fan of the Second Amendment? Then you need to listen to the American Gun Show, hosted by me, Jason Reeve, the voice of freedom. We talk about laws, training, and everything in between. Find us on the Firearms Radio Network, iHeartRadio, and every podcast platform. The American Gun Show. Our rights, our fight.
Alright, guys, we are back. I literally need an uncut show because I'm at the point where certain words need to be said. Okay, so we're gonna move on, okay? Because, yeah, I'm over it. So, cancel culture. Cancel culture cancels Carano. Yeah, it's the hard left's bully tactics. So actress Gina Carano has been hit with criticism and continues to be under scrutiny on social media for a post in which she compared today's social divide to the events in Nazi Germany. If you guys don't know who Gina Carano is, she is the 38-year-old actress who plays Cara Dune on the popular, or who played the character Cara Dune on the popular Disney Plus series The Mandalorian. She has since been fired, and they are not currently even thinking about bringing her back in the future. Carano's tweet, she had a picture along with her tweet that showed a Jewish girl running from younger children. She was being beaten. And Carano's tweet reads, Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their neighbors hate them, simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating anyone for their political views? First off, I hate, okay, I'm not going to use the word hate because I don't want to go there. But I don't agree with people comparing current events to holocausts or genocide or anything like that. Most comparisons are overwrought. Very few of them are even scarcely accurate. However, there is a certain message implied here by Carano that I do agree with. And this particular tweet is signifying love thy neighbor. Simply because if you continue allowing yourself to be baited into treating your political neighbors indecently, it may lead you down a path you cannot come back from. Essentially an evil road. The media and the hard left is utilizing the idea of turning neighbors, family, and friends against each other in order to gain compliance and submission. Do I think Carano's tweet, was it a fireable offense? I don't think so. I don't. If you ask radio show host and Jewish journalist Ben Shapiro, he'd probably tell you no too. Actually, I know he would tell you no. If Gina Carano is due to be canceled and fired over her tweet, then why is CNN's Anderson Cooper still employed after his comparison to the Trump supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol building last month to the third world genocides in Bosnia and Rwanda that killed hundreds of thousands of people? Or, I don't know, why not Linda Ronstadt's comparing Trump's America to Hitler's Germany? The difference is if you are on the hard left side, if you are a Democrat, if you are a liberal, you are ultimately allowed to say these things without any consequences. Conservatives have been targeted, threatened, and even brutally attacked while Democrat politicians make up stories. Yes, I'm going back to AOC. Made up stories. In order to gain sympathy. Yet those same Democratic politicians had no sympathy for those who were attacked, murdered, or watched as their livelihoods crumbled. In fact, those politicians applauded it. It is their hope that if they get enough people demonized, if they demonize conservatives, those conservatives will change their political views. It's a bully mentality. And if we haven't learned anything from Star Wars, it's a tactic used to get you to turn to the dark side. I don't know about you. I don't know about any of you, but I think most of you can agree that we're all tired of the hypocrisy. The absolute hypocrisy. Cancel culture on both sides has become so incessant. We have seen time and time again that the liberal Democratic Party offers to take no responsibility for their actions. None. They offer to take no responsibility for the insightful rhetoric they have spewed. I know, I've been tired of it too, listener. And they have even went as far as saying, oh, I didn't say that. I didn't insinuate that. But my thing is I get that Gina Carano has been canceled. I get that she's been fired. And then all of a sudden the cancel Disney cancel Disney Plus trended. Why do conservatives feel the need to stoop to the same level in a retaliated response? Why, instead of cancel this person, or that person, why not stand behind that person or stand with that person? Why not? Well, one thing is, and I found to be great, I'm excited for, is the Daily Wire. If you guys don't know the Daily Wire, it's Ben Shapiro and a few others that have decided to back Gina Carano. They have decided to partner with her. So instead of her getting canceled, she is going to continue to be able to make movies with the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire announced shortly after Carano was reportedly axed by Disney that they would be partnering with the former Mandalorian actress, who will produce and star in an upcoming film exclusively for the Daily Wire members. I am absolutely excited for this. Because for once, it is someone standing up for, standing behind, or standing with someone who has been canceled instead of just allowing it to happen. And the media is absolutely shocked about it. The media is like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Yeah, it is, because people are tired of it. People are tired of the cancel culture. People are sick of it. There is one more thing that I wanted to get to. Of course, before I get to that, there was this one technology. Work with me. There was this one news article title from Pink News. Fires me up. Anything from Pink News just fires me up. So Pink News says, fired Mandalorian star Gina Carano teams up with Ben Shapiro for cringe-worthy film project. How do you know it's cringe-worthy? Because you haven't even seen it yet. You don't know anything about it. And just about anything Pink News, I'm sorry, just about anything you post, anything that you tweet is cringe-worthy. So, get over yourself. Please. Good heavens. So, anyways, I wanted to get to something here real quick, and this is, I guess, disclaimer. Has nothing to do with the views of Centerpiece, and it's just solely the views of myself, my own views. But Bill Maher attacked Christianity. He recently decided to attack Christianity, the Christian religion, and suddenly the people of the church are being persecuted. Bill Maher says, as long as we're going to go to the trouble of another impeachment trial, we might as well be honest about what it really is about. The events of January 6th were a faith-based initiative. And Trumpism is a Christian nationalist movement that believes Trump was literally sent from heaven to save them. Maher's attempt to attack Christianity for the events that occurred on January 6th at the Capitol are inexcusably disgusting and religionophobic. His attempts are offensive and contemptible. This kind of rhetoric does nothing but incite hate and irrational fear of the Christian faith. I myself, as a Christian, am completely and utterly disgusted by his remarks, and I truly believe he owes American Christians an apology. I know they're not going to get it from him, because this is Bill Maher we're talking about. The same Bill Maher who says religion. Now this is quote. This is Bill Maher says religion. It stops people from thinking because they think all the answers are in that one book. It impedes progress. It justifies crazy people. Flying planes into a building was a faith-based initiative. How dare this anti-God, spiteful man bring my faith or the millions of others' faiths into this ridiculousness and create a hatred towards the Christian religion. Many people who had nothing to do with this January 6th event You're creating hatred towards people who just want to practice their faith peacefully and not be attacked because of an anti-religious atheist who wants to gain show ratings. I agree. I absolutely agree, listener. Maher claims that the reason the Trump mob believes in him is because they are religious. They've already made space in their heads for this shit, he says, that doesn't make sense. When you're a QAnon fanatic, you're also a fundamentalist Christian. They just go together like macaroni and cheese and Chardonnay and Valium. I respect and admire all religions as a tool and a value in society. I enjoy practicing my faith as well as learning about the different religions that those around us practice as well. Faith and religion is beautiful. Okay? Many people feel they find peace and love, strength, order, and clarity in a world full of chaos, and that it is an indispensable part of who they are. I am not the type of person, and I said this earlier too. I can't stand when people put politicians on pedestals. Because true Christians would not allow themselves to worship Trump or Biden, because that is essentially falling into idolatry. Mars attack on Christianity, my religion, I take it personally. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to follow a certain faith, but you damn sure do not have the right to make overgeneralized assumptions and create prejudice against a people's religion. Plain and simple. Just because you don't believe in anything. Just because you want to gain show ratings. I am over this. I am over these people. And yes, I know that's what they did, but I'm not going to be one to compare that to this. I'm not going to make that comparison. Listener, I'm sorry. I would, but I'm not going to make that comparison. This is Bill Maher we're talking about. It's sickening. But you know what? This is the way we're going at this point. The problem is we're idolizing politicians and putting them on pedestals. Not one of these politicians actually deserve worship or praise. And those of you who think they deserve worship, that's absolutely ridiculous. Not only is it ridiculous, if you are religious, it's a sin. So stop it. Just stop it. Politicians are servants, just as we are. And politicians are supposed to serve us. They get paid by us to be our voice. And as far as I can see, and as far as I have seen, they have done nothing of the sort. They have not been any sort of, at least this administration, has not been any sort of voice of their constituents. The union workers who endorsed Biden, what did he do? He turned around and he destroyed every single one of their jobs. Is that being a voice for your constituents? No. Too many people are so eager to be ruled. And they voiced that in this election. And you know what? Now you got your king. And now we got to deal with it. I don't know what else to tell you. Except for, I don't know. How many times have we said this now? All of us. I've said it. Nick has said it. Jason over at American Gun Show has said it. We all told you so. But you didn't want to listen. No, you want to be woke, and you want to take responsibility for something you had nothing to do with, that apparently happened 200 years ago. That's right. People have more than willingly given up their freedoms. They wanted a king, now you got your king. Because that's exactly what he's doing. He's not being a president, he's ruling. Because I think, what are we up to now? 52. 52 executive orders. The most any president has ever signed in his first week. Oh my gosh. What is this? We're not even at a full month. He hasn't even been in the presidency for a full month. And somehow he's this amazing president who's going to bring unity. I haven't seen any unity. I've seen a lot of people getting on and apologizing for things that they had nothing to do with, that happened over 200 years ago. I've seen a lot of people talking about how they're going to ask for reparations. I mean, you can keep asking, but I ain't giving you nothing. Sorry. I'm sorry. If it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings. It's just too bad. Too bad. I haven't seen unity. I haven't seen any of the promises kept. None of it. And we're not even a month in yet to the Biden administration. Not even. Over 50 executive orders. One of his executive orders has pretty well set us back 60 years. And yet somehow y'all think he's some amazing grace. Yeah, your priorities are not in the right place. Y'all are lost. Something's wrong with you. I don't know. But I'm telling you one thing. We got him for 4 years. You voted for it. Now you, just like us, you got to deal with it. I don't care if you're ticked off. All these union members and companies are so mad. Guess what? I don't care. You voted for it. You endorsed it. Now you get to deal with it just the same as we do. So I hope you're happy with yourselves. I hope you're so proud of yourselves. Because like I said at the beginning of this, I don't see any of these promises that Biden made to the American people. I don't see any so-called promises being kept. I would love to be proven wrong. I don't think I will be. But this is what we got to deal with. I don't feel bad for you either. So, alright guys, that is it for tonight's show for Centerpiece. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, listeners. I appreciate it. We will catch you on the next episode. Next episode, you will have Nick instead of me. So, everyone have a good night. Thanks.
Thanks for listening tonight, and remember, Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin. You can reach me at www.facebook.com/centerpiece. You can also email me at centerpieceshow@gmail.com, or you can shoot me a tweet at centerpieceshow on Twitter. Thanks again for listening.